Welcome to Ember Social's first Fireside Chat. Here's our starting lineup: Paul Caldwell, Jason Wiley, Jeff Gonzalez, Tim Dayer, and Dan Gilbert. Here to discuss the elephant in the room, data breach. What does it mean for your dealership's social media advertising? Let's get this fire started.
Gentlemen, want to thank you for joining us today for the second round. Actually, this is many rounds of the Ember Fireside Chat powered by CK Advertising. First things that we got to do is go around and make some introductions to everybody. We are blessed with having Oracle join us today. We've got Tim Dayer from Oracle. We also have Dan Gilbert from Oracle. Two of the most highly sought after people in the automotive industry to help dealers figure out how to connect data, how to leverage all the new digital stuff, and we were super excited about the insights that we're going to get from you guys today. Also from Ember Social, we've got the Jeff Gonzalez, the director of all things Ember Social, the Grand Poobah of Ember Social, and we're excited that you are here to help us lead in.
It is a good title.
I wish Oracle would come up with great titles like
I will
that.
appreciate that.
We also have the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Paul Caldwell, one of the two owners of Caldwell & Kerr Advertising, or better known as CK Advertising. Thank you, Paul, for joining us.
And Ember Social.
And Ember Social, and Digen, and email results.
Get a couple more plugs in.
Yeah, email results, wholesale mail.
That'll work.
Just roll it out.
Yep.
And we're here at Paul's beautiful house in Colorado with an amazing backdrop for the Fireside Chat, and we figured this might be a great time to sit down and actually talk to dealerships, and really the whole intention of this Fireside Chat, guys, is to help dealerships understand how to leverage data properly, what are the new kind of cutting edge like technologies that are out there, and basically, you know, just this is supposed to be free information. You know, it doesn't have anything to do with working with us directly or Oracle, although you should. But this has really to do with the fact that there's a lot of misinformation out there inside the auto industry, right?
Yeah.
A lot of miseducation. Facebook calls it bad actors.
Yes.
A lot of bad actors in the realm that are giving bad misinformation to dealerships and leading them astray.
I also think we should talk about the whole Facebook data thing, because a lot of people are freaked out, and a lot of my dealers are freaked out about, you know, what does this mean for us? Do things change? What's going on? Like, you know what? We started program with you, but looking at everything and all the news, I'm worried because, like, what you're doing is working, it's crushing it. But now I'm afraid, like, none of it's going to work. And I know that's not the case. So we'd like to hear from you on your perspective of that.
Yeah, I mean, that leads us, it's a perfect intro right into the, like, let's just tackle the elephant in the room right off the bat.
Yeah.
You guys down for that?
Yeah,
Let's
dive right into the deep end, right?
All right, so I think to set the table, right? A few months ago, Cambridge Analytica had a data breach, for lack of better terms, right? And you can correct me if I'm wrong on that.
Yeah, so here, I'll jump right in.
Yeah.
So first, amazing views here. Couldn't ask for a more beautiful.
You don't
site
have
than
this in Kansas City.
So we don't have this in Kansas City.
It's corn.
Well, I mean, we do have some rolling hills. It's a misconception that it's all flat, but nothing like this.
A little bit better than NADA, where we had the car wash in the background.
So I'll come out here anytime you want.
Awesome.
Just for that. So a couple. Well, it's actually been a couple of years back that really the whole Facebook Cambridge Analytica situation happened, right? So Cambridge Analytica was really gathering data from Facebook users and really pulling in consumer profiles, right? And so they were then taking that data, bringing it in-house, and then they're actually selling it off for advertising purposes, okay? So they didn't really have permission to sell it on the market. They were aware that they could bring it in-house, right? And they can, research, but not really for the execution of advertising.
So the breach wasn't necessarily that they had access to the data. The breach was that they sold the personal information for customers, basically, and profited off of that. So the breach wasn't necessarily that they had access to the data. The breach was that they sold the personal information for customers basically and profited off of that.
Right. There was no more control of the data that was going in and out of the platform, right? So you want to be, and I've got a ton of friends at Facebook, right? And so from our point of view, if it was me, I would want to take a very conservative stance to anything that happens within my platform and make sure that we control what we can control, right? So Facebook takes a really conservative stance to data coming in and out of their platform, which rightfully so. You know, I think from my perspective, if it was my platform, I'd want to do the same thing and be really careful about what comes into my platform and ultimately what goes out. So what they've done is they've really kind of changed the dynamic of how data can be accessed within their platform. So moving forward, there will no longer be what Facebook calls partner categories. So that's where an advertising agency such as Ember would be able to go in there and pick out a targeting segment. So let's say, for example, an in-market Chevrolet shopper. So that will no longer be available to the public. Facebook's basically made some changes to their platform where they're taking away access to data for I would say the majority of advertisers, right? When you go into Facebook and you sign up for an account, typically you would have some data that was just standard targeting, right? And that might be in-market shoppers for a Chevrolet. So if you are a dealership and you're advertising on your own through Facebook, and you were to go in and say, I want in-market Chevrolet shoppers, typically you'd be able to go in there and pick that box and check that box and run your campaign. So moving forward, that box is no longer going to be available.
So you need a partner that is partnered with a data company in order to get that accurate data.
Yeah, that's really well said. So it's going to be really hard for the average dealer to really execute campaigns for people that are looking for people that are in market for a vehicle.
This is big because so many car dealerships, what they've done is they've taken their marketing directors, their wives, their receptionists, whoever it is inside the store, and they've given them in charge of their advertising.
Right.
And so they're not going to be able to have the leverage data that you can get anymore, but you're going to need a data partner that can get that data.
Let's review the facts. The Facebook data breach was not actually a breach. The data you need is the data that allows you to target segments for potential automotive buyers. The data you need will soon not be available to the general public or dealers. A dealer will need to work with an accredited agency partner like Ember Social and HIT for strategic automotive advertising. Thanks for watching. Data is all, folks.